You ready? Here we go. Good morning, everyone. We've got a lot to talk about today on the Level 1 podcast. Notably, we've got some interesting stuff going down in the realm of reacting. I want to talk with you about my ideas for the future of React content because, quite frankly, the formula that I've been using now for almost 2 years, I feel like is starting to get stale and we should do something different. So we're going to talk about that on today's show. In addition, I have an update on my thoughts about the online play of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero after having tried it out yesterday. And the big chunky topic for today. I am receiving threats for wanting to eat some cookies this week. I wish this was a joke. It's not. Because of that, I think what we need to do is talk about what's going on with the daily goals, reassess what we're doing this week, and go from there. So, like I said, we've got a lot to talk about on a loaded episode of today's Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Okay, my friends, welcome to the show. Today is Monday, the 21st of October, 2024. Today is React Day, meaning that after this podcast, I'm going to spend the rest of the day doing reacting style content on my various YouTube channels. Starting off on DSP Reacts, we're going to do the DSP versus the Internet Clips React show. And then on the late stream, we're going to be doing the retro react stream to Silent Hill 1, my original playthrough from 2012. So it's going to be a break from gameplay. It should be a fun day. I'm excited for it. It usually is the nice chill day where we kind of hang out together and have a good time, and it's not ultra serious where we have to make progress in a particular game or anything like that. So it's a good break, okay? But one of the major things that we're going to be talking about on the show today is the future of my React content, and particularly in regards to the clip show, okay? I've been doing the clip show now for almost 2 years. It started in February 2023. And when I first launched DSP versus the Internet, it was a fresh idea. It was something I had never done before. People liked the fact that I was branching out and doing something completely different. Personally, I found it refreshing and interesting. But we're almost 2 years into it. And what's happened is, like most things, when something runs really long, it doesn't feel special and it starts to feel stale. In regards to DSP versus the Internet now, we're nearing episode 100. And what we've seen is people dwindling when it comes to not only people who are watching the content, but people who are actually supporting it to make it happen. For those who don't know, the show is based on memberships. Like, you have become a member of DSP Reacts, and then you can nominate clips that we watch during the show. Well, I have seen this show dwindle over the last 6 to 8 months, where we, at one point we had something like maybe up to upwards of 50 different paying members, all vying for a spot, competing, submitting clips. We had like 50 to 100 clips a week. Now we don't even have 20. So, to be honest, I don't even know if the show can support itself anymore, even have enough clips to be a show. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk a little bit later on the show about this. And what I would like to do is explain to you my ideas for the future, how to evolve and change and do things a little differently, but I need feedback on how to make it happen, okay? Fair enough. Okay. Before we get to that, obviously, because that's a big topic to talk about today, I feel. What I'd like to do is give everyone a recap on what the schedule will be this week. I want to talk about my experience with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero yesterday because, boy, it basically went down exactly as I expected, and then people give me shit for it. And I'm like, so you don't want me to be honest? Would you like me to lie? Because I don't want to lie. I want to give you my honest opinions on it as I'm playing it. But I guess some people just like Dragon Ball so much they just wish that I liked it more than I do. So I want to talk about that. And then also, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The goals. The streak continues. All right. And what's happened is this particular week, I feel like perhaps the goal that I came up with as a reward, at the end of the week, that if we hit all these goals all week, that I would go and get some gourmet cookies and throw on my Halloween costume from like 3 years ago just to be silly because it's Halloween month and eat gourmet cookies as the Cookie Monster. Some people thought it was funny and interesting, and others didn't. And I think people are like, nah, at this point, it's not that good of an idea. It was a really rough day yesterday hitting these goals. Like, for example, on the first stream, we were not even close to hitting the goal. And then, boom, last minute, someone did a ginormous tip of over $70, and we hit the goal, and we got to goal hit 26. And then last night, on the WWE Champion stream, which traditionally we never have issue hitting the goal because people want to see me do a mega pull during the show, we didn't hit the goal during the stream. But then when I went to film the daily wrap, all of a sudden, someone dropped a giant tip, and we hit the goal again. So if basically the only way I can hit the goals is because of Hail Mary last-minute tips, it basically means that people aren't liking the idea for the week. And I get that. But at the same time, as that's going on, no exaggeration, I'm receiving threats about wanting to do this goal and getting these cookies. I'm serious. I wish this was a joke. It's not. I'm going to show you. Okay? So I think what we need to do this morning, we need to talk about if this isn't interesting, if it's not funny, if it's not something you're interested in seeing. Like, you wanted to see the Krabby Patty meal. I couldn't make it happen, but you liked me doing the Addams Family meal. You liked the idea of me doing the Chicken Big Mac and then adding on a bunch of other things. In fact, that DSP tries it of the Chicken Big Mac and other McDonald's food has over 2,000 views and climbing, and it's only been live for, 3 days? Not even. So it's actually doing better than any of the other, like, Feasting with Phils and things that I've done for the past year. So I guess that one was a good idea, right? But I guess what we got to do is figure out, what do you want? I'm okay. I'm open to listening to more ideas if it means that people are going to want to see the streak continue and succeed and support the content, right? So let's talk about that today, all right? But let's do things in order. Firstly, let's talk about the schedule for the week briefly. Today, it's React Day. So once this podcast ends, we're all going to head over to the DSP Reacts channel, or if you're here on Kick, you just stick around and the stream will restart. And we're going to be doing the DSP versus the Internet Clips React show. Again, this is where basically I react to a variety of clips as submitted by the channel members. We never know what it's going to be, but it's a good variety usually, and sometimes there's a lot of seasonal stuff, like it related to Halloween and stuff. So I look forward to it every week. All right, so that's today. And then tonight on the late stream, 7 p.m. Pacific time over on the DSP Throwback channel, or again, here on my Kick channel, it's going to be Retro React to Silent Hill 1, the playthrough from 2012 that I really don't remember much of. And it's funny because I'm watching it and I'm tying some of this to the stuff that they actually put into the movie. Some of it is kind of similar to what they put into Silent Hill 2. So it's fun to re-experience this game. Having a good time with it, and I can't wait to do more of that later tonight. So that's today's streams, all React content. Tomorrow, we get back to full-time gaming. It'll be a Level 1 podcast in the morning, followed by the premiere of the Alan Wake 2 Lake House DLC. This is a DLC that follows up on the plot that whatever this entity is in the lake, all right, in the world of Alan Wake, is basically being researched by the same paranormal bureau that's involved in the game series Control. And they put a big research facility on top of the lake and started going down deep into the lake to figure out what it was. And apparently, all hell broke loose and a bunch of people died. And I guess that's what this DLC is supposed to be, either trying to see what happened or maybe the aftermath of that, someone investigating it after the fact. It seems like an interesting premise to me. It seems pretty darn scary for Halloween. So I'm excited to start that on Tuesday. Tuesday night is the return of Street Fighter 6. I have not played Street Fighter 6 in a very long time. So it's coming back, and it's not going to be Terry Bogard. It's going to be, it's actually going to be a fun stream of one of my best characters. So whether that's going to be Blanca or Dalzim or Honda or Bison, I have to determine. Maybe we'll figure that out, but today or tomorrow. We'll talk about it over the course of the days, right? So that should be fun. And then, oh no, I didn't see that. Hold on, someone's saying that I received this of gifted subs and I wasn't paying attention. Hold on. Hold on. What is up with... Kick Chat has this weird thing where it's hard to scroll up. Very odd. No, I don't see any gifted memberships at all, or any gifted subs at all. Where are you seeing those? Did they show up in the chat? They didn't show up in my chat. Let me see something. Weird. Why would it not have shown that to me? When did you do that, I Stand With Phil? Was it right now? Like, when did you actually do it? Because this always works, and it didn't pop up for me. Let me look. Sorry, guys, for the interruption. Obviously, it's confusing, but I want to be giving shout-outs for contributions. I have no idea why that wouldn't have shown up. So... And I have it set up as a show banners when viewers host, subscribe, or give subs. Yet it didn't show up. Let me take a look. Well, no, it doesn't show up for me yet. How odd. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So there's no pop-up on my screen whatsoever to show it. And in my revenue, it doesn't show it either. So that's why I didn't shout it out. Like, there's nothing. Did anyone else see this? Besides I Stand With Phil? Did anyone else see these gifted subs? Because I can't see them. I don't know what's going on. Here, if I go on my desktop here. No, the desktop, the problem is the chat history just goes away right away when you click off the screen. So I can't even look it up here. Well, I apologize. I don't know what to say. Right? I don't know. I don't know how this works or why it wouldn't be working. You said I Stand With Phil shows up in 3rd place for weekly top gifted. They actually show up in 2nd place for me. You know what I mean? This thing's all screwed up. Well, if you indeed did gift them, thank you. Yeah, Darziak says last gifted sub was 14 hours ago from what I can see. That's what I see. That's what I see. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm sorry. If it shows up, I swear to you, I'll shout it out and I'll count it. But I don't want to count something it doesn't show up anywhere. Right? I have no idea what happened. All right, enough of the derailment. Let's get back to the show, shall we? Okay, so right now we have no contributions whatsoever from what I can see. That's why I haven't shouted anything out. Okay, so Alan Wake DLC on Tuesday, and the Street Fighter 6 returns Tuesday night. Wednesday, I'll probably do more of the Alan Wake DLC. The thing is, no one knows how long the DLC is, because it's brand new. No one's played it yet. Once we know how long it is, I'll know how many streams I need to attribute to it and reserve this week. And then Wednesday night is more WWE Champions. Now, here's the deal with WWE Champions. We had a night last night where it didn't even basically get enough support for a poll, and that's surprising. Like, I think that a huge part of the gimmick of WWE Champions is that people want to see me do a mega poll and see if I can get the new character or whatever, and there was a new zombie. It was Zombie Bailey, and she's actually one of the best females in the game, and the support just didn't happen. So here's the deal. I've liked doing WWE Champions for the month and a half that we've done it. I think that it's been a great night chill stream. We talk about wrestling when I do it. It works, right? It's a good thing to fill in a gap. But there's other chill gaming we can do. We had Stardew Valley going on. We have other games that we can either add or we can bring back, right? It doesn't always have to be WWE Champions. Perhaps the WWE Champions meme is dying out. I don't know. Here again, that's the thing. When something is new and fresh and different, it gets interest. When it becomes regular, well, it's not special anymore. And then it kind of falls out of prominence, right? The whole meme of me playing WWE Champions worked when it was such a taboo thing. oh my God, Phil is admitting he plays the game. Are you kidding me? He's actually going to play it on stream and he's going to spend money on the game publicly, right? So that was the gimmick. But now it's been a regular thing. And it seems like perhaps the interest in it is waning and falling down now, right? So, I'm not saying right now that I want to quit it, but at the same time, if I do a second stream on Wednesday and it's slow again, then I think that's it, right? You know what I'm saying? I guess let's see what happens, all right? Let's see what happens on Wednesday. Again, I don't want to say, oh, the sky is falling. There was one stream we didn't hit the goal, and that's the end of it or anything like that. But you got to understand, that's the whole point of me doing it, is to get that kind of momentum, to get people excited for it. And if the excitement's dead, then why am I doing it when I have other things I could be doing that people want? Correct? So let's see how it goes on Wednesday night, all right? Thursday, I have no idea what I'm doing. It could be more Alan Wake DLC. It could be Dragon Ball Sparking Zero single player, or it could be something else. I'm not sure. And then the late stream on Thursday, also up in the air. It could be more Street Fighter. It could be something else. I'm not sure. I want to just leave Thursday completely open, so that way, since I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not overpromising and under-delivering. You know, we very well may need a third stream for Alan Wake. We have to see. Also, during Thursday, at some point during the day, there's going to be an interruption. I just don't know when yet. I'm not even going to know until, like, the day before. So, because I know there's going to be some kind of an interruption during my streams, I can't tell you exactly what's going on, when it's going on. I won't know until later this week. All right? So, it's actually a good thing that there's, like, nothing crazy important going on Thursday, because there very well could be a big chunk of an interruption during the streams. Okay? And then Friday's the big one. Friday's the day everyone's waiting for. The release of Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Sonic X Shadow Generations, which is exciting because it's a brand new Shadow the Hedgehog game, plus the re-release of Sonic Generations for a modern audience. Particularly, I'll be playing Black Ops 6 multiplayer on the first stream, the entire first stream. I can't wait because I played the beta and I kicked ass in it, right? And I was using a controller, the Elite 2 controller, not keyboard and mouse. And I was whooping butt with that. I was literally at the top of the leaderboards almost every single game that I played. It ran so beautifully at 120 hertz on my PC. So I'm very much looking forward to this game releasing and me putting it into the regular rotation. Now, I'm not saying, oh, I'm not going to do other gameplay. Like, I'm not going to do the campaign, I'm not going to do zombies, and I'm not going to do Warzone. What I'm saying is, multiplayer is what everyone wants to see right away, so that's what I'm focusing on right away, and then after the fact, we can figure out the rest, okay? And then I'm off on Saturday, and then next week, another full week of gaming and fun, including my Halloween marathon, okay? So, that's the schedule for the week. I hope that sounds good. First contribution of the day is from Game Ticker, who did a €2 super chat and said, what's your favorite game or franchise and why? Well, Game Ticker, I don't really have an overall favorite game or franchise. I have different games that are my favorites within different genres. So, for example, if you were to say to me, what is your favorite platformer of all time? I would say Super Mario World. And if you said, why? I would say because it was a launch title with the Super NES. It was a game that added innovation in so many different ways. Massive improvements to graphics and sound, new 3D effects that were added for the SNES, a whole new way to control the game with so many different buttons on the SNES control pad, and so many people just got that game as like a present. So I did. My SNES I got as a Christmas present. And I remember unboxing it on Christmas, hooking it up, playing it all day long, and the smell of food and stuff in the house as my mom was making us food all day for Christmas, and I was playing the game and enjoying it. Like, it's just a big, great memory for me. But to me, that's like the epitome of platforming. Like, that's the kind of game I could play over and over and never get bored, right? If you said, what's the best fighting game of all time? Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Why? Because Street Fighter 2 is the franchise that started it all, and Super Turbo is the best in the original franchise. It's the game that I play competitively and am the best at when it comes to competitive games. That's the one that I'm a tournament winner in. That's why. See? So I don't have an overall absolute answer. I have answers that are specific to each type. So I hope that makes sense. So there you go. So now I got people who are saying on Kick that Kick is busted, that they're trying to gift subs and nothing's happening. I don't know what to tell you guys in that regard. From my perspective, everything is fine. Everything shows as normal on my end. And I didn't get any notification from anyone that anything's wrong. So I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on in that regard. Everything shows on my end is good. So, yeah, I don't know why Kick would be giving you guys issues today with contributions. Hopefully it's not a real issue and it's something that can be solved easily, because obviously that's supporting me and I want that to be able to be counted, right? So Rare Trick says it added me to the weekly leaderboard. It did? Look. You're right, it did. Kick is screwed up. So you guys can confirm with me that it's screwed up, right? So apparently, I Stand With Phil did gift 2 subs, and Rare Tricks did just gift 1 sub, because they're on the weekly leaderboard, but it didn't show anything in chat at all. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, now I Stand With Phil just gifted, and it did show up this time. Look at that. So that time it did show up. Okay, we can count that one at least. Dude, there's some weird stuff going down today. What is happening? Is this a wacky Monday or something? Are we haunted? Why would stuff be showing up that not showing up? We're having a weird day, everyone. It's going to be one of those days, everybody. All right? So please bear with me. We don't know what the hell's going on here. Something is going horribly wrong. I can confirm 1 gifted membership. Or, excuse me, 1 gifted sub on Kick. That's the one we saw, right? Now, I'm just curious, does that even show up? Maybe none of these show up right away. Let me check this. So the I Stand With Phil gifting sub just showed up. And now Rare Tricks gifted a sub. And it just went through. Okay, so thank you, Rare Tricks. We had 1 gifted sub from I Stand With Phil and 1 gifted sub for Rare Tricks. And they are showing now in the chat. But the other ones you guys are talking about are not. What is happening? It's madness. Madness. Yes, it is showing I Stand With Phil and Rare Tricks each gifted a sub in my queue now. It doesn't show those other ones you guys did, though. It only shows those 2 that you just did. So I don't know what the hell's happening. Hopefully this thing will solidify and work better. The other 2, that's the only 2 showing up in my revenue queue, FYI. So I'm not going to count the other ones. It sounds like they didn't go through. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you guys for that support. Sorry that we're having issues on that side. All right. So if you guys are watching, please consider supporting in some way. Super chats, super stickers, tips, subs, or gifted subs all count towards today's King's Coffers goal. And by the way, this goal counts for this stream and the React stream I'm doing on DSP Reacts. It carries over. It's not going to be, oh, there's 1 for this, then 1 for that, then 1 for the late stream. We do 2 goals a day. I'm not doing 3 goals. That's ridiculous. We're not expecting that, okay? Okay. So what was I going to say? Oh, so please, let's get some support, guys. Let's get the momentum going. If you can, anything is appreciated. Some tips would be great. What's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Some tips would be great. And some likes. We're at 36 likes with almost 300 viewers. Let's get that up to 50 likes, please, on YouTube. Like the stream if you're enjoying yourself and you want to help with engagement. Thank you for that. Okay, so topic number 1 for today that I want to talk about, okay? I have played Dragon Ball Sparking Zero online yesterday. It was my daily daytime gameplay stream. I played it for nearly 3 hours, all right? I got to be honest with everyone. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The game is not very good online at all, okay? First of all, before we even get to gameplay, because a lot of people say, well, I like the gameplay, all right? The online play itself has big flaws, all right? Number 1, the connections are not great. 1 match dropped entirely in the middle of the match. Just dead. Some matches, when you're doing the team battles, you'll kill the opponent. And then all of a sudden what happens is the screen goes gray. And I think what that means is the game is attempting to load your opponent's next character, but it's just failing to have the netcode sync. So you just stand there and the enemy is nowhere to be found. And you're like, where are they? What's going on? Then all of a sudden, the opponent will appear out of thin air in front of you and get a free combo. And there's no way to know what's going on. It's like, what just happened? Why did the character just magically appear out of thin air and just now gets a free hit on me? Like, that's not fair. It's supposed to be a competitive match. It doesn't make sense. There was one match where I was literally doing stuff with the controller and it just wasn't reacting at all. It wasn't like, oh, it's slow or sluggish. It literally wasn't reacting when I put input on the controller. And I'm like, that's not competitive then, right? And then lastly, and this was kind of the kicker for me. So all I'm doing is ranked match, right? I'm ranked matches. So these are supposed to be the competitive matches in the game, right? It's a tag match, meaning you pick a team of like anywhere from like 2 to 5 characters. You're supposed to be able to tag between them on the fly. My tag functionality doesn't work. All you're supposed to do is hold left on the D-pad and it shows your menu of your characters and you press a button to swap. It doesn't do anything. I'm holding left, it does nothing. And I'm trying to show everyone on stream, guys, I can't tag. I don't understand what's going on. And at that point, someone came in and was like, yeah, this is being reported across the board. This game is wonky online. It's just not that good. It has a lot of bugs and issues right now. You know, the tag one is one. There's another one where, for some reason, you actually wouldn't be able whatsoever to use a special move. It just never works. Okay? Now, Darth Fig says you have to let it charge. No, Darth Fig, it's not let it charge. It was fully charged. Pressing left on the D-pad had no effect. It wouldn't open the menu to show the tag partners for the entirety of the match. You understand what I'm saying? Please don't defend the game. It's documented. It's a game bug. Okay? This is what I mean. Whenever you play a game that has a fan base, right? Oh, I love Dragon Ball. But the game has a game bug. How dare you? No, it's you. You weren't charged. You weren't this. No, I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I understand how games work. I understand how the game works. The fucking thing doesn't work. It's a game bug. Stop trying to, like, make excuses for the game and shit. It's fucked up. All right? So, that's just the things that I observed just playing it. This has nothing to do with the gameplay mechanics. This is the game outright having issues online. There's lag. There's inputs that completely don't read, and your character will get frozen. Sometimes the characters won't load in properly when they're tagging in and out, or not tagging in and out, but being killed off someone and a new character's coming in. One match dropped on me, and one match I couldn't tag at all. Okay? So, that's just my initial impressions. Now, gameplay, I'm not going to say the gameplay's not fun. It is. But for me, this game, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, it's the equivalent of back in the day. I had a PS2, and I would invite all my friends over who were wrestling fans, and we would get the multi-tap, and we would plug in 8 controllers into the multi-tap. And we would stand there doing the Royal Rumble matches or 4-man elimination matches, and we would have created characters, and we would just fuck around playing these awesome matches, talking shit to each other, having a good time. It was fun as hell. That's kind of what this game reminds me of. Anything goes, nothing's balanced. That's okay. It's not meant to be. It's supposed to be the ultimate fan service for Dragon Ball. Just like when I used to play Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown on my PS2. It was supposed to be the ultimate fan service WWE game. You can make your own characters. You can use the characters in the game. None of them are balanced. Obviously, no one's going to beat the top level characters, right? They're always going to be the best. But that's how it was. That's how it was meant to be. And I feel like that's what this game is. Okay? So, that's okay if that's how you want to approach it. But the game definitely isn't balanced. And there's some characters that people were using that were able to just so briefly charge and then spam a special move and then charge and then spam a special move. And it's like, what the hell? That's not fair compared to the rest of the cast. They can't do that, you know? And essentially what it comes down to online is attack someone with a combo until they break out of the combo. Then you reverse their reversal with your reversal, but then they reverse your reversal with their reversal. But then you're able to do the reversal until basically someone doesn't have a meter. And then when all the meters have run out, then you're on to real gameplay, which is either charging to try to get to the sparking and do your big combos and supers, or trying to just hit each other a little bit here or there with heavy attacks and throws and mix it up a little bit. But it's not anything too crazy complex at all. It really does feel like a party game or an arena fighting masher game. It's not anything that's like, wow, this is so intricate and there's 10 different combo engines that we need to learn and this and that. It's nothing like Street Fighter. It's nothing like Tekken. It's nothing like a competitive fighting game. Okay? Now, again, I'm not saying it's not fun. Okay? I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm just saying it's not competitive. Some people staunchly disagree with me. You can disagree with me if you want. I'm coming from a background of having played competitive fighting games since the day Street Fighter II was released in American arcades. A former fighting game champion. I'm telling you, from my perspective, the game is not competitive. It's still fun, but it's not competitive. Okay? I think what's happened is there's this weird misconception about the game because guess what? Some pro FGC people have started to play it and like it. And they're saying, well, don't you know that this person from the FGC is playing it and saying that it's competitive? Okay, I want you to understand something. People in the FGC say that every fucking fighting game on the planet is competitive because they want to get views and money. I don't know how you haven't figured this out yet. They were saying that game, what was it, Rumble City? Where it was a bunch of wrestlers bouncing around an open world city. It was free to play. It was terrible. No one liked it. But the FGC were saying it was good. The game went out of business in like 6 months. You know, they say everything is good. Every fucking game is good to them. Because when a game is hot and popular, and especially a game like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, this game has a giant fan base because people love Dragon Ball, right? And rightly so. Dragon Ball's fun. I love Dragon Ball, right? But then, oh, well, a lot of people bought it. What do you think the FGC is going to say? Oh, this game is trash? No. They're going to say this game's great so they can play it on their streams. They can get views and money. They can look for sponsorship opportunities. What do you think they're doing it for? Like, this is not like groundbreaking stuff, but some people treat it like it is. Like they haven't figured this out yet. They've literally said this about every fucking game with combat in it for the last 5 years since money became a big thing in the FGC, and you can't figure out why they would say that this game is competitive. You know, again, it's so bizarre. Beaston, okay, he says, so if you say it's not competitive as a former FGC champion, we should listen, but a former FGC says it's competitive, we shouldn't listen? You should listen to the person that has absolutely no vested interest in your reaction, right? If you play this game or not, I don't care. I'm telling you, I like the game. I think the graphics are great. I think that the lore of playing through the single player and having alternate choices, that's really good. I think having an insanely huge cast of characters is good. The party game aspect of it is great. But I'm telling you, it's not competitive. You don't have to believe me. But here's the deal. It doesn't matter if you believe me, but if you believe the FGC player who says it's competitive and you run out and you buy it to play it as a competitive game, guess who benefited? They did. Because now you watch their streams. Maybe they're going to get a sponsorship deal. Do you get it? I have nothing to gain to lie about this game. Why would I? I don't benefit anything by lying about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. It just doesn't make sense that you would accuse me of being facetious, or not facetious, but disingenuous about it. Why would I be? Why? It doesn't even make any sense. You would rather believe the person who has everything to gain if you believe that the game is competitively good than the person who has nothing to gain by telling you that it's not competitively good. Then that's your decision to make, Beaston, and anyone else out there. Well, Darkside Phil doesn't know what he's talking about. Fine. We'll believe those people. That's okay. It's up to you to believe whose opinions you believe in or not. If there's someone else who's having a good time with the game and thinks it's competitive and you want to believe them, you can. I'm telling you, I played it yesterday. And I did not have fun with the competitive nature of it at all. It doesn't seem competitive at all. This is the kind of game, like I said, I would have friends over and we would talk shit. Yeah, my fucking Krillin's gonna beat your fucking Piccolo's ass. Oh yeah, well I got a pocket Janemba. And then you fucking throw out these characters, you just have fun, a silly game. And that's good, and there's definitely a place in the market for a game like this. There's a huge place in the market because we haven't had consistent Dragon Ball content in a long time, and this one has everything in one. So why not enjoy it for what it is? But then please respect my opinion. If you don't believe my opinion, that's okay. But respect it at least. Understand where I'm coming from. I have many, many years of competitive experience, and I'm telling you from my experience, this game is not good as a competitive game. All right? So that being said, after having played it yesterday, I'm not playing it again online. I'm just not. All right? I didn't have fun with it at all. It was too much mashing, too many fucking issues with the online play. Like, that's enough of that. So if I play it again, which I might later this week, I want to do more of the single-player campaign with the various different characters. Like, for example, Vegeta, I would like to see what role he actually had in Dragon Ball Super, which I don't know. I would like to see, I heard that Piccolo had like a resurgence at the end of the plot lines too. Apparently he had like a Super Piccolo plot line or something, right? I don't know. I would love to figure this stuff out. So yeah, like that's what we need to do that. But that's up to you guys. You let me know later in the week if you want that or not. All right, I'd be down for going back to the single player content game. So there you have it. I didn't like it online. It's up to you. If you want to see it again, let me know. And please don't take offense. Again, if you like the game, go for it. I do like the game. I'm not in love with it. To me, it's not competitive. And I find it very disingenuous that there's apparently people in the FGC saying it is. I can't imagine why you would say that. Really, I can't. Like, comparing it to other fighting games, it's like not even close to having any kind of a competitive nature in this game engine. Okay. Reason says, I don't think it's competitive to be fair, but I think it's the best Dragon Ball game ever made. There you go. I haven't played all the Dragon Ball games, but when it comes to the graphics, the representation of the characters, the insane amount of characters in the game, the stages, the presentation, I think it's the best one I've ever played. And I played both Xenoverses, and I played Kakarot, and I swear I played more in the previously too, but it's the best one in my opinion too. I agree with you there. Okay. All right, so moving on. By the way, apparently that other gifted membership from I Stand With Phil did go through because I just saw it. So I'm going to count it. Thank you, I Stand With Phil, for the 2 gifted subs over on Kick today. I don't know what was up with Kick being so ultra delayed with it, but there you go. It did go through apparently. Okay. Okay. All right, so that's my opinion on that. Now, what I'd like to talk about next, let's talk about this goal for today and the week, and let's talk about the reward. All right, so as you know, yesterday I announced that our goal for the week would be thus: if we continue to hit the daily goals, or I should say the stream goals, because we have 2 a day, right? And we keep this streak up, that this Friday, just like last week where I did the Chicken Big Mac, I would actually get some cookies from a local business called Crave that's like right across the street from me. And I would order like a multi-pack of gourmet cookies from there. And I would dress up like the Cookie Monster to be silly because it's Halloween month, you know. It's actually a Halloween costume I had like 3 years ago. But I would toss it on, and I would try out these gourmet cookies and rate them for you guys. And I thought that it would be a fun event. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Okay, admittedly. Yesterday we had a rough time hitting the goals. So maybe it's just that people just don't like this idea. But the reaction of my detractors towards this is so fucking unhinged, you won't even believe it. You ready for this? Because I wasn't ready for this. All right? So FYI, someone made a parody Twitter account. What they're doing is they're basically trying to take all detractor shit and post it in one place so people can look at this and see how deranged my detractors are. Okay? So I actually just stumbled upon this account this morning as I was looking for news to talk about. Are you ready for this? So here we go. I swear to you, I have not made this up, and I swear to you, this is genuine and legit. Okay? So this is the account, and what they're doing, like I said, they are summarizing detractor posts and things like that in one spot, and they're very, very, they're basically acting positive about them, when in reality, you can tell what they're trying to do is expose how insane they are. But it's funny because they always act like it's, you know, real news, exciting news. Okay? So take a look at this. Massive DSP news alert. They call me DSP wants to eat cookies, and he may or may not get jumped by Grimner the Geek on the way to get those cookies. Who knew that buying cookies could be so dangerous? Here's the actual post by Grimner the Geek. So DSP's latest goal is for some cookies from Crave across the road from his place. Interesting decision, especially when you know someone who works there. He will be in for a surprise for sure if he gets his goals this week. Ha ha. So how exactly am I supposed to react to this? Right? Like there's many different ways you can react to something like that. You know, number one, you could just ignore it completely, not even bring it up, and say this guy's just some kind of a dickless wonder here on the internet. He's talking shit because, you know, he's an asshole, but he's not going to do anything, right? That you could approach it that way, right? Number two, you could take it ultra seriously and be like, oh my God, someone's threatening me on the internet. This is awful. They're saying they're going to do something when I go to pick up cookies later in the week, and this is unacceptable behavior, and everyone should get this guy in trouble, and blah, blah, blah. So that's like the two extremes, right? One would be completely ignore it and don't address it at all whatsoever. And then the other is, oh, completely take it seriously, over the top, 100% believe that it's true, right? I tend to land somewhere in the middle, all right? In reality, when I read that post from this Grimnir the Geek, who obviously is an unhinged, mentally stunted individual, right? I don't read it as, oh, this means that someone's going to, like, come jump me at the cookie store. What I read this as is they're going to try to work with someone who works there to fuck with my order, right? To either fuck it up so it's the wrong thing, or, fast food, they'll spit in your burger or whatever. Like, they'll, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to fuck with it and make it wrong or something. Now, here's the thing. You might say, well, Phil, why would anyone do that? Because obviously if they're working at the cookie store, they probably need that job. Why would they risk their job in order to mess with you? Well, you might ask that question and say, well, you're right. It's bullshit. Except I literally had someone last year who worked for my ISP, Comcast, and who was actually resetting my modem, who was putting nasty messages inside of it and renaming my wireless networks, which I had disabled. They were enabling the wireless networks and turning them on to say stuff that was insulting about me and my family members. So everyone who lived near me would see, oh, look, a public wireless network that's insulting Phil. And this is documented that it happened. And I caught it when a tech came to my house and we were looking in the modem and we found the logins from an admin working at Comcast. And this person was so unhinged, they went on Kiwi Farms and posted up evidence that, yes, they do work at Comcast, and here's my account information. And then they ended up getting shit canned because of it. All right? So I just want you to think about that. Already, the extreme has already happened. Right? So do you think that I would put it past this thing at all? Do you think I would do that? Right? No. I would. Why would I disavow it? I believe that there might be someone who's dumb enough to say, oh, I was convinced by someone on the internet that this person who ordered cookies is a bad person, so now I'm going to fuck up their order, right? I actually believe that. I'm sad that I have to believe it because I don't want to believe it. I want to have some kind of like faith in humanity, that people are innately good and have morals, and if you're at a job, just because someone tells you that someone online is bad, that you would fuck with their order. But I actually don't believe it now. Like, I actually think, yeah, that actually could happen. That they would actually know someone who works there, and that person does everything they can to make the order fucked up, right? And then what would happen? Then I got to go out of my way to get it fixed or whatever. Now the DSP tries it is ruined or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, this kind of worked out. I feel like this did work out in my favor. And the reason is, I don't think you guys liked the cookie goal anyway. Because like I said, the only reason that it was going to work, or it was happening, was because, well, excuse me, let me try this again. The only reason that I know that is because yesterday we had a hard time hitting the goals, right? We had a really hard time hitting those goals yesterday. And that tells me you guys just weren't so gung-ho for it, right? So that's all right. Now, the thing is, I shouldn't have to worry that if I go to a local business that there's some unhinged mental case working there who's going to fuck with my order. Do you understand? Like, this post, like this guy posting shit like that should be fucking banned immediately. Like, dude, you just made a public threat towards someone you don't know, who has nothing to do with you. You're saying you want either someone to fuck with their order or even fucking fuck them up like in real life. Get the fuck off of Twitter, right? But the thing is, I'm not going to do anything because I don't bother, because it's not my problem. And quite frankly, I'm not going to sit here and fight every single case. You know what I'm saying? This is just stupid. But here's the deal. If we're not doing this, because it sounds like you guys don't want it regardless, right? Then what are we doing? Yesterday we looked up Jack in the Box, and they have a disgusting ass taco that I really don't want to eat. And I don't want to eat fast food 3 weeks in a row. That's the problem. Like, I'm getting older, guys. A lot of people say to me, why did you stop doing DSP Tries It? We don't understand. Because I'm older. I'm in my 40s. When you're in your 40s, you should be avoiding fatty fast foods as much as possible. You shouldn't be saying, oh, by the way, I'm starting up a series where once a week I'm eating bad fast food. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to figure out what it is that you guys would like to actually do in regards to a reward at the end of the week. Something that you would like, right? And here's the deal, too. Here's the other thing that you guys have to understand. It's not the end of the world if we don't hit the goal. It's just not. All right? Do you want me to be honest? I strongly feel like today we're not going to hit the goals. Strongly. And that would suck because obviously we're 27 streams in. And like I said, what I want to do is I want to top my previous. The previous record was 41. I want to hit 42. And if it ended at 42, I'd be okay with it. Because I'd be like, hey, at least we got a new record, right? And we've worked hard now. This has been going on now for over 2 weeks, right? And obviously I want to keep that momentum going. But I feel like today, the fact that we don't apparently have a good enough reward that people really care too much about, the fact that, like I said, yesterday it was like ridiculous Hail Mary contributions that hit the goal. I'm really not feeling like it's going to happen, right? So, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I don't, what do we do? I'm doing fun content this week, right? But today's React Day, and traditionally React Day is the day where I get the least attendance and the least support. No exaggeration. It's always React Day is the day that it's tough for me to get consistent support for whatever reason. So I feel like if the streak is going to end, it's ending today. Now, maybe you guys will make me eat my words. A lot of the times when I say that, then all of a sudden, boom, there you go. Then we get support again. But, and obviously, no, I'm not being defeatist. I'm not being negative or pessimistic here. I do know that we can have the goals hit today. But I will admit, when I'm streaming, sometimes it comes naturally. Some people are being very positive and they support, and that's amazing. It's become harder now. Like this, at first when I was streaming on Kick, super support. Now I'm streaming on Kick and I'm barely getting 50 viewers, and I'm getting a few gifted subs a stream, and that's it. I'm not saying I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's very different from how when I started. It's like it's one thing if it just comes naturally. It's another if I have to ask and ask and ask and ask and ask. I'm not Kino Casino. I honestly don't think I'm built to be like Kino Casino, where they can sit there and they can be doing that grift as long as they do. It gets exhausting and it gets intrusive to the content that I'm putting out, right? And I agree. So some people are like, you're doing it too much. No, I agree. But isn't it funny? When I ask, I receive. And that's what they say. Ask and you shall receive. If you don't bring it up, you're not going to get it. So I don't know. What's the happy medium, right? I don't know. Maybe have a pinned message, says Lorray Ty. Well, yeah, we know about that, but I mean, that's what I mean. Like, for me, I feel like there's a combination of stuff. It's a combination of, is the content good enough that people want to support it that day? Right? That's number one. Is there a goal in place that people want to see hit? Is there a reason that people want to support me? Right? For right now, particularly. Like when I started streaming on Kick, that was a reason. Oh, wow, Phil's branching out. He's streaming on Kick, and that's something he wouldn't do. It's outside of his comfort zone. So people want to support, right? But it's just like, I don't feel like constant asking is the right way to go. But at the same time, if I don't constantly ask, I'm not hitting the goals. So there you go. Like, where is the balance, right? I don't know. Now, Stuart says, could it have been just that it was a Sunday? Maybe. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Keep in mind, this is my new schedule, where Saturday is my day off and my return day is going to be Sunday. So we got to get people into the groove of knowing that Sunday's my day back. It's not, React days are now going to be Monday. Okay? So anyway, I don't know. I would love your feedback, guys, on what I should do, how I should improve, what I should change. Again, I don't want to sit here and be the grifter all day long, right? And I'm not sure what to do about it. I had momentum in August because I'd branched out and been on Kino Casino, and I was doing co-op with them. Well, now it's 2 months later, and it seems like that momentum's gone. Even if I'm on their show, I didn't really, get any big boost or anything out of it, and that's okay. I'm not complaining. I have a good time when I'm on their show, and I want to go on their show from time to time for variety. It's good exposure. It's a good experience, right? They're fun guys, right? So I just don't know what else I could do besides completely change myself to become a full-time Kick drama streamer, which I don't want to do. Yeah, I just don't. I don't want to become a full-time Kick drama streamer. We talked about this yesterday, that it seems like the only way that I would qualify for the highest level of monetary what's the word? Program. There's a program there. I'd have to have all my streaming on Kick. I would have to put all my eggs in one basket to get enough viewership and enough people over there and enough support to make it work. And I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Sarah's saying I put too much pressure on myself. Except some days you will make far more than your goal and other days you won't. But it will all balance itself out well. There you go. Mania says, I'd definitely be concerned in regards to trolls contacting businesses they know you're going to. They do it in IRL streams all the time. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like, not my streams, but people who do IRL streaming. Yeah, I know. Like, the thing is, how could I have announced what the goal was for the week and the reward unless I told you about it, right? So I had to tell you about it, but by telling you about it, now people know about it, and of course, they're going to try to fuck with it. Like, at least when I'm saying, oh, well, we're going to order some food or whatever, we're going to try out this burger or whatever, it's not a big deal. You're just getting the food delivery. But from an on-demand place like this cookie place, like, there's definitely more of an element of risk, I guess, right? No, see, Danger Boo, you don't understand because he goes, I think online gaming with other creators like Andy Worski and Tech and Street Fighter, or have someone else with your buddies have a bit of a following play you. Imagine online creators would queue to fight you in Street Fighter 2. No one is queuing to fight me in Street Fighter 2 whatsoever. Like, zero. Zero people. Why? Well, number one, I would body most people in Street Fighter 2. You have to understand that. Like, there's really no one who can hang with me besides the actual top competitive players. And they have no interest in playing me. Why would they? I'm not a competitive player anymore. Casual creators and stuff, I'm going to body them in any version of Street Fighter. I'm just pretty good at Street Fighter. You understand? So, yeah, like, hold on. I got a stupid, let's see what it is. Junk. It's a junk email. Okay. I don't think that's the case. You guys far overestimate that kind of shit. Like, no one wants to play me in Street Fighter. Anyone who's like a casual is going to get bodied, and all the pro players say, I don't need to play Phil. He's not a pro. What's the benefit? So no one cares, you see? Remember, I had an open challenge last year when Street Fighter 6 came out. I said, I'll play anyone. I don't care if you're another creator. I don't care whatever. No one stood up. Everyone just fucking, you know, pussied out or whatever. They wanted nothing to do with it, you know? I got a couple tips here. By the way, I want to talk about reacting next. That's my next topic. But I wanted to get this out of the way. We got to figure out what we want to do this week. Like, if I hit the goals, which I want to hit the goals. Let's keep the momentum going. I want to get it to 42. Like, that's my goal, is to hit 42. And we hit 42, I'd be happy. Like, we beat 41. At least that's that elephant is off my back, that we actually we beat our previous goal, because you always want to do a little better than you did before, right? And that's what I'm hoping to do. But so if you like the content, please, by all means, support it today. Super chats, super stickers, tips, subs, gifted subs, all counted. Like, literally, that's tons of different ways you can support. And I hope that we can hit the goal today and keep it up. I don't want to be a defeatist. I don't want to be a pessimist here, you know, and I know we can do it. So there you go. All right, so I received a couple of tips. Let's shout these out. So someone tipped $1.25 and said, please forget about casino and interviews. You need to stream more game variety streams more consistently. I know you're saying that, but literally it's what I do almost all the time. You know, like, it's not like I'm not doing gameplay. I am. You know, I agree with you that August, September, things got kind of crazy with the different stuff I was doing. And if you haven't noticed, in the last month, I've basically calmed it all down. Like, I had opportunities to do multiple interviews, and I basically shut them all down. I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm too interested in it at this point. Like, I just want to do games. This is the craziest, busiest gaming time of the year. So I don't want to sit here doing interviews, doing drama content constantly. And like I said yesterday, people are trying to pull me in the drama all the time. All right. And it's not, by the way, this is not Kino Casino. This is like different directions. People are trying to pull me into drama situations and drama content. And I'm just like, dude, that's not my forte. That's not who I am. I'm not really interested. My viewers, too, like, I know you guys, you're not into drama all the time. Every once in a while, it's fun to cover some drama on this show. You know, we make fun of a detractor. We laugh at review tech. But you don't want to see that all day, every day, right? To me, it gets exhausting. It gets tiring. It gets boring. I don't like that all the time. Every once in a while, for variety, sure. You know, I want to make an appearance on Kino Casino, and I get caught up on Ethan Ralph or something like that. That's fun every once in a while, you know? Or, again, every once in a while, a segment on a podcast. But I don't want it to be encompassing everything I'm doing. I don't want it to be that's the only thing that people now care about. You know what I mean? Like, it's very different than not being... I want to maintain the balance that I have, right? I want to be a balanced creator moving forward, okay? I hope that makes sense. So don't worry about that. I don't want to do drama nonstop. And I realize that we are in a situation where I'm now trying to cover all the new games, and it's going to be tougher. And we're going to need streams to do that too, right? It's got to be, you know, gameplay streams to cover all the new releases. It can't just be, oh, I got to drop a stream today for an interview, and I got to drop a stream today for an appearance over here, and I got to drop a stream today for this. You know, it's got to be something that's going to benefit me. And I just don't know how much the drama is it was like a short-term benefit, but I got what it is I kind of got that big pressure off my back. WWE Champions doesn't matter anymore. It's gone, right? The big detractor shit that they always had me for is gone. So now it's like I'm free to do whatever I want, but how do you maintain? Maybe you don't. Maybe I can't. I want to. I certainly don't want to see I got a big spike in attention and support, and now it's completely gone. But what do I do? That's the solution or the answer I don't have. And it seems like no one seems to have the answer, right? I don't know. Oh, let's see here. I received a $2.25 tip. Oh, I know, Mr. Puffy Nipples. I'm not even going to talk about that here because it's so dumb. It's absolutely hilarious, and nobody cares, and everyone just laughs. So, thanks for the $2.25 tip, Mr. Puffy Nipples. You're just talking about some nonsense on Twitter that's literally not even worth addressing. Okay. All right, guys. So we're currently at $20 of support. All right. Thank you for that. We have 49 likes on YouTube with over 300 viewers. Guys, let's get that up to 100 likes. The likes are actually quite important. The engagement is key. People still coming to my channel, being able to find my channel on YouTube. People actually saying I'm showing up in related. It's very important. Please like the stream if you're having a good time today. And let's get some support on that side. We have no super chats at all. Let's get a couple super chats in or some memberships too. We got nothing on that side. Please, if you're watching and enjoying, please consider supporting the stream. On the kick side of stuff, we got, 3 gifted subs so far this morning. So thank you guys for that. Please consider supporting if you can. Again, the goal, 150, not just by the end of the podcast, but by the end of the first React stream. So we have a ways to go to hit it. But obviously, I would like to maintain the momentum. Okay, so Chill Bill did a $15 Canadian super chat. He says, happy Monday. I'm dropping 15 Canadian. Make it a solid 10 for the leaderboard. Now, I'm curious. I want to actually find out how much this is. Because I've been just guessing. Let's figure this out. What's the Canadian to USD? $15 Canadian is $10.84. So he's actually right. It's 10. He's 100% correct. So that's how we're going to count it. Okay. So thank you, Chill Bill. So that was the second super chat of the day. I will count it as 10. What's weird about that? Oh, it's glitched. Let me try refreshing. No, it's glitched. Wow, YouTube is having glitches today where it's showing your super chats, but it's not accumulating them and adding them to the chat revenue total anymore. It just doesn't work. How much do you want to bet someone at YouTube and all of their wisdom coding the site screwed it up? How much you want to bet? Because this happens all the time. Something changes. Because I was like, wait a minute. Why does it say we have no super chats? I know for a fact, that Game Ticker had done one earlier. So why would this not be working, right? And the answer is, no, it is working. It's just that the stream is no longer tallying that up for me in a nice total. So I have no idea what I've made on the stream because it just says 0. It doesn't work anymore. They broke it. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. All right, guys, I have one last topic to talk about today. Thank you, Chill Bill, very much for that. So here's the deal. All right. In regards to React content, we're at an hour in now. Okay, good. That's a good timestamp for me to know because I want to do a clip of this. So here's the deal, everyone. Last year, early 2023, I had an idea that I wanted to rebrand my old, outdated vlogging channel that I wasn't using anymore. And I wanted to rebrand it to DSP React. And the whole idea for the channel was 3 different things that I wanted to take place on the channel. The first is that I wanted to do a weekly clips react show called DSP versus the Internet, where you guys would be able to submit clips, and I would watch a variety. It was a variety show, okay? That's what we still do to this day. Almost 2 years in. We're at like episode 87 or 88 or something like that today. The second idea was that I was going to do long-form react projects, where I was going to pick documentaries or special events, and I was going to react to them long-form, and those would take hours and hours to do, and it could even be like a whole day, but it would be something different that I had never really been doing before. I had only done it for my own documentary from the guy who had done Down the Rabbit Hole. What was his name? Frederick Knudsen. And I had done a June the King documentary or two on like, whatchamacallit? Boy, I'm having a brain fart. Oh, Wings of Redemption, right? June had done a documentary on Wings of Redemption, correct? So, FYI, in that regard, it was working. And I said, let's have a place centralized where I can have a clip show, but also long form react, right? That did work. And in fact, I did several long form reacts last year, all the way through, like mid-year. And then about mid-year last year, you guys told me that me doing the long form reacts was taking too much time away from gameplay. And you wanted less reacting and more gameplay. So I scaled it back. I said, okay, we'll just do the weekly clips react show then. All right. The third idea was called DSP Asks It. It was supposed to be an interview show where I was going to be interviewing people from all walks of life from all over the internet in a variety interview style. And that one got canceled because of the whole side scrollers deal to some extent, right? But now we've got that rejuvenated, right? I interviewed several people on this show and it was pretty good variety content, right? And I feel like moving forward, there may be more interviews. Like I said, I definitely want to interview Wings of Redemption when he's available. Okay. So there you have it. All right. But what's happened now is the one thing that I'm consistently doing on DSP React is the weekly clips react show. Okay. The long form react, I did one for the Rich documentary with the guys from Kino Casino. That did insanely well. And then, of course, I reacted to my own documentary by June the King. That did very well. But I feel like what's happened is now the focus has just been this weekly clip show every week. And it hasn't really allowed me to do other stuff. For example, sometimes someone will submit a clip for the show that's 30 minutes long. And it's a video essay style video that's really well done. And so I'll watch the first few minutes of it and I'll really enjoy it. I'll say, wow, this is good. But then I'm like, well, but I got to move on because this is a clip show. It's supposed to be me watching a variety of clips, not just one video. So we got to move on. And then because of that, we never get back to it. And so I feel like there's a lot of opportunities there for me to react to more interesting long form content that's missed. Because right now, all that's consistently happening is this clip show and no long form reacting, right? On the same time that that's been happening, this clip show has definitely waned in popularity. You know, when I started doing it a year ago, well, I say almost 2 years ago now, it had decent views on the streams. The videos were getting good on-demand views. And overall, it was working really well. Okay? It was. It was working really well. But in regards to now, we've got way less people who are attending those streams. I barely can pull in like 250 viewers sometimes for the React stuff, right? Definitely in regards to the clips submitted, we don't have that many clips submitted anymore. At one point, we had 50 to 100 clips submitted a week. Now we barely get 20. This week alone, for today's show, I only had 5 Ultra member submissions. Now, does that mean that Ultra members are canceling? Probably. I can't see it actively when someone cancels. I only see it hit my revenue after the fact. So basically, when their memberships expire, then I'll see it. But it's looking to me like, essentially, it's just not working anymore. You know, this show, as I've told you guys, was always supported by the memberships. It wasn't that I was making a ton of money on the streams. The videos on demand weren't getting any views or money. It was really the memberships. People were buying the memberships to submit the clips, and that's what was working. As of this week, it looks like this is taking such a dip. It's just not going to be working anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I like the show. I think it's fun and it breaks stuff up. But admittedly, I'm starting to get bored because it does seem like a lot of the clips are very samey, right? I mean, we got the same people as members every week. We're not really getting any new members anymore on the channel. So because of that, it's the same kind of clips, the same stuff submitted, and it gets boring, right? I think at this point, I would much rather find or be suggested some longer form videos, whether it's a 30-minute video essay, whether it's a 2-hour documentary, and then we take the time to actually react to the longer stuff. I think that would be better. I think it would be more fun, better variety, more refreshing. Probably we get a better audience for it. Here's the thing. Right now, you have absolutely no idea what I'm reacting to today. So if you're in the mood to do it, right? If you're in the mood that, hey, I wanna check it out and I want to see it, you'll come by. But you have absolutely no clue what we're gonna do today. So because of that, how could you be that interested, right? And the answer is you may not be. You may not be that interested at all. Thank you very much to Rend. I'm going to shout that out in just a moment. I just want to finish my train of thought before I forget it. But if I do streams that now are scheduled and we say, hey, this Sunday, DSP is reacting to this interesting video essay that came out this week, then people could be like, oh, that's interesting. That's something I want to hear Phil talk about. And then they'll show up for it. Right now, you don't even know what you're showing up for when you watch my React stream, right? And again, that worked for a while, but I don't think it's working anymore. 2 years in, I'm getting bored. It's obvious the audience is bored, and even the memberships are drying up for it. So it's time to re-explore what we're going to do with DSP Reacts, okay? 25 gifted subs over on Kick from Rend. Thank you so much, Rend. Is it 354? 324. Rend 324. 25 gifted subs over on Kick this morning. Boom. So 25 times 5 is 125, right? And if you add 125 to 30, guess what? So by the way, let's get him up on the leaderboard. Thank you so much to Ren324 for 25 gifted subs over on Kick. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely official. No, I was not expecting this whatsoever. We have hit the goal again. 28 straight streams of hitting the goals, belting the trolls. And that means, ladies and gents, it is time once again to make it rain here on the show. The coffers have been filled. The throne room is in a party mode, a festive atmosphere. Everyone is dancing dancing in the aisles for it. We're very excited for another fun day full of support and very, very cool game, very, very cool atmosphere, right? And everything vibes are good. Everything's good. Thank you, Rend. I really appreciate that. I do. You know, I wasn't expecting that at all. As I already had said, I felt like today was going to be the day that the streak was going to end. Well, now it's not at least ending on the first stream, right? So thank you. Ren says, I've had a crazy busy weekend. I couldn't participate. You're kicking ass. Your content is fire. Don't overthink it. You're killing it. Thank you, Ren. So appreciative of that, Ren. Thank you so much. So now I'm just curious over on Kick how that affects things. So overall, Rend is the second most gifted subs. No, third most gifted subs on the channel. It looks like we still got Void in first place, Darkside Pimp in second, Rend in third, but Rend is actually very close to overtaking Darkside Pimp and getting that tier 2 spot. As for the week, obviously, he just took the number 1 spot because the week just reset. So, boom. Very, very nice. Thank you so very much there, Rend, for the big gift, and it helps out a ton. So, thank you. All right, cool. So, basically, the point I'm making here about the React content, I think it needs to change, okay? And what I want to do is I want to start talking with you guys daily on figuring out this change. Now, I need to also speak directly to the people on that channel, but I don't do a podcast on that channel, right? So what I would like to do is today when we go over to that channel, all right, FYI, what I want to do is like maybe a 5-minute brief video just for the people on DSP Reacts to explain the situation and say, hey, it seems like the clip shows kind of played out now. It's too chaotic. No one knows what's going to happen, so we're not getting a lot of attendees or views on it, and the memberships are definitely slowed down. So let's reassess, right? What do we want to do? For me, my take is I want to keep reacting, but I want to do it where we can maybe build up bigger events. Like, say, instead of doing the weekly DSP versus the internet show, maybe we do a bi-weekly show, but it's a big show where it's a big thing that I'm reacting to, right? Like maybe I'm reacting to an hour-long video essay, and I take the whole afternoon of 3+ hours to react to it and do a long-form one that's more interesting that we can then promote and hype up because we know what I'm going to be doing on that day. But the catch is, how do we pick that video essay, right? And also, I'm going to be honest, I think what'll happen is everyone's going to cancel their memberships on the channel. And that's going to result in hundreds of dollars of lost revenue for me. And I think that's just something that I might have to do. I think it makes more sense to try to change it for the better. That long term, it would be more interesting than me to keep going along with this zombified react show that we do once a week that doesn't get a lot of attendance, doesn't get a lot of interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I would very much be interested in doing something different. I don't want to stop reacting, but I do feel like doing the show every week is a lot of time investment now, and for basically just a few memberships. And I think that we should mix it up and do something different. All right. So definitely understand that. Like that's going to be a blow to me if I basically say DSP versus the internet will end on this date and this will be the last show. And then after that, instead, I'm going to do more long form react projects and stuff like that. I don't know. We have to figure this out. What do you guys think? Let's start the discussion. I don't think we're going to get to a determination today, but I think this is the discussion that needs to begin today. And then maybe over the next couple of weeks, we determine everything and we figure it out. And then we set the date. Hey, this is the date when the react show will end. DSP versus the internet, that is. And then instead, we start planning and figuring out more long-form content. I think it makes more sense. Okay? I received a small tip here. I got a $1.18 tip. Let's get the cookie crumbling brother. Thoughts on Reforge Gaming saying he didn't tip you? I don't know. Again, I got several tips yesterday that all apparently were saying that they were Reforge Gaming. Now, I don't know who Reforge Gaming is. They were saying that they had reached out to me and tried to get my attention previously, and I had no idea what they were talking about, right? I was like, I don't know. So, you know, I don't know. I think it was 3 or 4 tips that came in yesterday from someone claiming they were Reforge Gaming. Now, how would I confirm that? I don't know how I would confirm that, right? There's no way to really confirm it. Maybe someone was tipping and just wanted to impersonate someone for some reason. Maybe they were hoping that if they did that I would reach out to Reforge Gaming to be a guest on their show, or I would try to get them as a guest on my show. I don't know. You know, I don't know what to say. But the tips came in. They said what they said. I literally read you the messages word for word. I don't know. That's the thing with tipping. You just don't know, right? You don't know who it's from or you know what the intention is. So I guess we'll see. I hope it wasn't some dumb troll who thinks that they're gonna try to go to they're gonna try to like charge me back, because they're not. I will absolutely fight those and keep those. So absolutely not. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, now here's the thing. No Sleep Bro Vibe says, I think the Throwback channel is a must keep. I love watching your old school playthroughs. DSP Throwback. All right. I very much enjoy that channel. That channel makes me no money. I just want to make this abundantly clear. That channel does not make me any good money at all. All right. Nearly nothing. I'm doing it for posterity purposes, and I'm doing it as a passion for my old content. I really enjoy the streams where we react to the old content. I'm not getting anything out of doing it. I could easily be doing other gameplay, a late night chill stream of something else, and it would do just as well, if not better. But I'm doing it because I really stand by the fact that I've been a 16-year content creator, and the fact that people want to watch my old stuff with me and hang out. I really like those nights. Now, I'm not saying by any means that I'm going to continue to be doing the throwback stuff at the frequency I'm doing it. We've been doing the retro react streams every single Sunday night, and now it's going to be Monday night for months and months on end. And that wasn't the intention. Originally, it was supposed to be maybe we do it twice a week, twice a month, or we break it up or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. So let's figure it out. DSP Throwback, I want to finish Silent Hill 1, and then we determine if we want to keep doing that show, Retro React, every week or not. Maybe we give it a break for a while and we go back to it later. I don't know. We got to figure it out. Yeah, but Mr. Toadstool, if I open up video submissions to everyone, this show would be insanely chaotic. You understand that? How on earth would we do a show where everyone has a chance to submit a clip? There's no way we could screen all of those. Because right now, for example, let's say I turn DSP versus the internet into open submissions, right? Well, guess what? Immediately, you're going to have trolls submitting stuff that has, awful language that I can't play on YouTube and stuff. You know what I mean? They're just going to try to get me in trouble. They've already done it. They had a clip, what was it, last year or whatever? That had porn in it and shit. It's like, what the fuck? These people are unhinged weirdos, right? So, that's what I mean. No, that I can't just open it up. At least when you have a members only, you can screen it. You can check the videos ahead of time because there's less of them. You know what I mean? Fucked up. Sarah, thanks for the super chat, but no, I'm not doing political content, as I've already explained many, many times. I'm not ready to enter that realm or that arena. Maybe someday I would. Maybe someday I would step into that arena. But I feel like everyone is doing it. Basically, everyone who's a hack is doing it. Sorry to say, but everyone who's a fucking hack is doing it because it's just the easy way right now to capitalize because the election's coming up. I mean, gee, people whose shows completely failed turn it into political shows, and all of a sudden, overnight, it's a success despite absolutely no talent or effort. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to do that. No, you see, Kino does it, but Kino doesn't do it as their only thing. Kino Casino will cover some politics, but their whole show is not politics. That's one among many topics that they cover that are hot topics. They didn't completely transform their show into a political show because the election was coming up. See what I'm saying? Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, so here's the deal. We talked about many topics. Topic number 1, we need a new idea for a reward for the end of the week. Like, I want to do a reward for you guys on Friday. We can't do the crave cookies anymore because, number 1, we got a troll who's basically saying they know an employee who's going to try to fuck with my food. Or it could even be taken that, I'm going to go beat up Phil. Now, do you really think someone's going to go beat me up? No. No one's going to beat me up at all anyway, because if they tried, I would fuck them up. But I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I have to defend myself and then I end up going to jail for it. So I don't want to put myself into that dangerous situation. Do you understand? So number 1, it's, we can't do the crave cookie idea anymore. That's done. So we have to figure out what could be the reward that would happen on Friday. And I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to do more fast food. I really don't want to do more fast food because we just did that 2 weeks in a row. But I just don't know what it would be then. Like, what do we want to do for a reward for Friday, right? I don't know. What do we want to do for a reward for Friday? Adam DBZ 90s man with a $5 Australian super chat says, could you react to the LTG or the Boogie documentary from June the King? I could. Indeed I could. He's done other ones too. He just dropped a Dr. Disrespect documentary. Maybe you'd like to see me react to that. You know, and it doesn't have to be drama documentaries. Like I said, we've seen some very interesting video essays on DSP versus the internet that I haven't had a chance to react fully to because it's a clip show. That's what I say to people. I mean, I really like this video, but this is a clip show, not a react to a 30-minute video show, and then everyone's upset that I didn't get to their video. Right? So, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like if we change the show's format to be more long-term or long-form, it would make more sense. Stewart says, is there a video documentary on Porch Pirates? Remember the Porch Pirates video? That video was like 30 minutes long, and it took us a long time to get through, but that was very fun. If we had just reacted to the whole thing at once, it probably would have been better, but we didn't have that opportunity because it's a clip show, right? No, I'm not shaving facial hair. All right. There's a difference between, hey, let's do a fun taste test of something versus, hey, let's do a body transforming stunt because I have no fucking talent. No, I'm not an idiot who's going to do a body transforming stunt because I have no talent. Because I have talent. I have value. I have self-respect. And I'm not going to degrade myself like a monkey dancing for you on the stream. I'm not an idiot. All right? There are some people that have to do that shit. They have to suck cucumbers and kiss cocks and takes their shirt off and shave their facial hair off and shave their ass off or, you know, whatever they're doing. They have to fucking do spray tan on their body. They have to drink piss and shit. I'm not doing any of that. All right? No. Oh, these people. Fallen Killer to the $1.25. Would you go and replay games from when you started? I found you from Fable 2. That was my idea a long time ago. Retro replay. And I did a couple of them and then it didn't really work anymore. Like people basically just kind of didn't give a shit about it anymore. And that's why I stopped that project many years ago. But I'm not against it. So anyway, so number one, we got to think of a new goal for Friday. Let's talk about it and let's figure this out. What kind of a goal would you like to see me do for Friday? I'm not against doing food, but I want to find something interesting. I felt like, you know, the Addams Family meal was kind of interesting, right? The chicken Big Mac was kind of interesting. This disgusting mummy taco thing from Jack in the Box is not interesting. It's fucking nasty. We looked at it yesterday. It's disgusting. I'm not eating that thing, right? If you guys could find something else interesting for me to do, I would do it. Okay? I'll have to figure it out. Maybe I'll look here and see what else is available in my area and stuff like that. Okay? So there you go. That's number one. Number two, we got to figure out what we want to do in regards to the React show. I think that we should be doing basically something that's more long form, something that's more meaningful, enough with just the small clips, because a lot of them aren't going anywhere anymore. We've done the clip show for 2 years. I feel like it's played out. The memberships are definitely drying up for it. If I could do React events that the streams actually do well, that we actually have people coming and supporting the streams for the React event, and on top of that, people may be able to have a way to submit their ideas of what should the long form event be or whatever. Like if we could figure out that happy medium there, I think that would make more sense than what I'm doing right now. Okay, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, but here's the thing. Lunchly versus Lunchables. Well, number one, I don't like Lunchables to begin with. And number two, we all know Lunchly sucks. Like, I don't think there's really a point to doing it because we know that Mr. Beast stuff is crap. Right? We already know we tried the candy and the candy was awful. You know, it's kind of like, it's just kind of played out already. Like, people have already been doing that. I don't think that makes sense. You know? Fuck the stupid Lunchly shit. It's garbage. I don't even want to buy it. I literally don't want to give the guy $1. The only reason I bought his Feastables candies because it was on extreme clearance for like $1 per bar because no one was eating it. Spawn Killer says, would you do Costco food? Well, Spawn Killer, how would I do Costco food? I have to go to Costco, right? To do Costco food, I would have to go to Costco. So do you want me to take an hour out of my stream to drive to Costco, get the food, drive back, and then do the test? Like, I don't think that's going to work. No, they were. The reason that those Feastables were on sale is because it was hilarious. Last Halloween, they tried to sell Mr. Beast Feastables in bags, like Halloween candy, but the bag was like $27. Like the other candy was like 10 or 15, and the Feastables was like $27, and no one bought it. So they had this insane overstock of Feastables that no one bought. So they had to get rid of it. So they put all the Feastables candy on extreme clearance, and that's how I got those 2 bars for like $1 each. They originally were like $5 each, and I got them for $1 each. Ghost hunting stream? I told you guys many years ago that actually that was an idea that I had ages ago, right? That I wanted to actually do like that kind of stuff. I thought that that would have been fun to do. Like go to a house in Connecticut that's known for being haunted and investigate it with a crew. And, you know, I'm kind of the skeptic going around seeing what's there and seeing if I believe if anything is haunted. Well, maybe you have other people doing it more scientifically with like their equipment and shit. Like I actually thought that that would have worked as a show way back in the day. But I mean that's long past. I can't do that now. I don't have the means to do that now. No, IRL videos don't work, guys. You have to understand something with IRL content. IRL content is just too risky, and it causes problems for people. You understand? These people doing these IRL fucking streams are stunt makers. They're trying to get some kind of fucking risque bullshit to happen so they can get views and shit. I'm not gonna go grocery shopping with a fucking camera, recording around with people around me. Now they're on the camera and shit. I'm not doing that. That's just messed up, right? Exactly. Truffles just did a $2 tip. Anyone telling you to do an IRL stream, just understand this is a setup. Trolls are just going to call the store and harass the store to try to get them to kick you out. Oh, I know. See, that's what I mean. IRL content never works. It doesn't work at all. I cannot do IRL content. These people are so insane. They called my local Wendy's, and it wasn't like 2. It was like 40 people called my local Wendy's to ask them if they had the Krabby Patty meal. Right? Ren says, what about a King's Challenge? Have plebs in the chat try to beat you in a fighting game. We want to see an insane Goldberg-like record. It'll be hilarious to see her when Call of Duty is out, have private matches. We did that in Street Fighter 6, and I basically never lost. We did that. We had lobbies, and it was trolls and fans joining. And basically, I beat everyone, and people told me it was boring, so I stopped doing it. I think I did 2 or 3 of them in a row. Like every weekend I was doing one. And people were like, this idea sucks because you just beat everyone up. We want to see you against tougher opponents, so now play master level ranked matches instead. So I did. I went and I did that instead. And then of course people complain, oh well that's no good. Go back to the fan lobbies. People can never be satisfied. They complain no matter what. But definitely the fan lobbies didn't work. The open lobby challenge, it just wasn't that fun because I beat everyone up. I'm too good. By the way, Void, you are aware. See, people don't. This is the sad fact. People don't even know this. It's illegal to go inside of a private business and film without permission. It's 100% illegal. If I walked inside a Costco right now with a camera, that's illegal. Can't do it. You have to get permission from the owners of the business to do that. Every IRL streamer that does it is breaking the law. Now, maybe they don't get prosecuted for it, but it's completely 100% illegal. You can only do IRL streams from public places like a sidewalk, a parking lot, a public building, like, for example, town hall, stuff like that, public parks. That's all legal. The moment you put your toe onto private property, you can't film without permission. That's how it works in the United States. So you're opening yourself up to action, legal action against you, or getting trespassed or getting arrested, which I'm not going to do because I'm not stupid and I'm not disrespectful. I respect people and their legal rights, you know? Oh, my nose itches. Someone tipped $3 and says, put me as the top tiffer. Top tiffer. Put me as the top tiffer. I can't say it. I can't say it because his name is Truffles. And I say tipper, but I say, I put the F into the P. So I say tiffer. I can't say top tipper. Why can't I say top tipper? I say top tiffer. Put me as the top tipper, Truffles. So Truffles tipped $3 and is the top tipper. Ugh. You got Truffles, you got me. You tongue-tied the king. How dare you? Very upset with you. Okay. The top tiffer. What about an audience interaction playthrough? I mean, we'd have to figure out how to do that. At one time, years and years ago on Twitch, there was a plugin that you could get on Twitch where people would like click their screens and it would actually edit the game. But all they did was troll me, so I could never advance in the game. So we'd have to figure out how to do that, like by what means or how would the interaction happen. End DSP Reacts at 100, then do it once a month. That would be still like for example, DSP Reacts today is episode 87. So if I did another 13 episodes, that's another 3 months. I was planning on ending it maybe within like a month to a month and a half. Like, you know, by like December-ish. Like maybe say, okay, thanks everyone. It's your last month. If you want to become a member now. It's the last month we're doing the show regularly. Become a member now, submit your clips, and then, you know, give it a last hurrah. And then try to change it up come December into January. That was my idea. I never did voice tip notifications. I'm not dumb. Oh, do voice to chair, chat to voice. I'm like, fuck, are you crazy? Absolutely not. Yes, my fan is reflecting right now. I'm going to close my curtains. The sun was not out, and the sun is coming out, and it's reflecting on me now as the fan oscillates. Like, hold on. Here we go. Oh, and by the way, I think officially tomorrow, I'll be in fall attire. I'll be wearing long sleeve shirts and pants because the weather has finally turned to the point where it's cool now. And I should be able to do streams and it won't be so hot in here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Machoke Me Daddy says, money is money. Charge $50 to $100 for a text-to-speech and felt the trolls. Yeah, but you got to understand that I stream on YouTube. So, you know immediately they would be trying to say something that would get me into trouble, right? Immediately. You know, some you know, racist stuff. And I can't do that, man. Doesn't matter if you ban the bad words, people still find ways to do it. They'll find workarounds. They'll put 2 other words together that kind of sound like it, and then they'll just repeat it a million times. You know, there's no 100% foolproof way to stop that kind of shit. It's one thing if, you know, you're a streamer who has like a normal audience, but I have these A-logging idiots who stalk me. And, you know, I appreciate my audience that actually likes my content and supports me. I really, really do. But you got to understand that things are different for me than other people. and I got to be ultra careful, right? Jasper is right here. Hi, Jasper. He was actually laying on the floor being a good kitty. He just stood up. Petting you. Right here with me. Okay. I should do a stream of Liar's Bar with the casino guys. I think you'd be pretty good at it. It's a new trending party game. Yeah, we looked at that. It's the one where everyone's a anthropomorphic animal or whatever, and you're basically doing Liar's Dice from Red Dead Redemption, but it's like with Russian roulette involved. So if you lose, you have to blow your own brains out. It's fucked up. It's a dark ass game, honestly. Nope, Kat is not currently playing any video games. She's just not interested. I think what's happened is games have become so underwhelming this year, and or everything has to have a dumb agenda of the ones that she'd be interested in, that she just doesn't care. You know, and I told you, I offered her my Xbox Series X months ago, 2 months ago when I got this gaming PC. I said, you can have it. She's like, I don't want it. There's nothing to play. I was like, wow, damn. All right, guys, we have to end the show. I know there's been a fun, chill show with a lot of open discussion. I appreciate that. I feel like we should continue these discussions tomorrow, okay? Because I definitely want to continue. Number one, I want to think of a good reward for you guys if we hit the streak by the end of the week, which it looks like. I couldn't believe we just hit it. Thank you to Rend. I wasn't expecting to hit it today. I thought it was going to end. If we continue it all this week, I want to do a nice something special for you on Friday, but we have to figure out what it would be, okay? And number two, I want to figure out what to do with DSP Reacts. I do feel like the clip show is getting played out. I feel like we should basically set a certain amount that we do between now and maybe the end of the year, and then we basically end DSP versus the internet, but we start a new show where I do long-form reacting on the regular. Maybe every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, you know? But that way we have time for people to maybe nominate stuff, vote, plan out the big event of what it's going to be, and go from there. And I think that would be more meaningful at this point, right? Oh, okay. All right, guys. Let's end the show. Thank you for watching. What's going to happen now is I'm going to head over to DSP Reacts. This stream is going to end momentarily. But then join me on DSP Reacts for DSP versus the internet over the afternoon. If you're here on Kick, just stay put. It's going to end and then start again. And if you are on YouTube, you should actually see a redirect message on your screen that says, hey, click here to head over there. All right? It should be a good afternoon. If not, tonight, I hope you'll join me for Retro React to Silent Hill 1 on DSP Throwback. And if neither of those, I'll be back tomorrow with another podcast to perhaps continue this conversation and more. Thank you all for a great show. I will see you all later.